Look around the room. 1 in 5 Arkansans struggle to provide enough food for their family. Arkansas ranks second in the nation in food insecurity, where 18.4% of the population is considered food insecure. 1 in 6 children do not know where their next meal is coming from. Think about that the next time you drop your children off at school. 240,000 out of the 580,000 of insecure Arkansans are seniors. Imagine your elderly neighbor you always wave to. The point is, hunger does not discriminate. It can affect all walks of life. Your coworker, the family that sits behind you at church, or the cashier at the grocery store could all have problems obtaining nutritious food. I have volunteered at the local food bank in Little Rock and have seen firsthand programs in place to aid the community. I've worked on projects in Northwest Arkansas about raising awareness and creating partnerships with the community and the University of Arkansas, as well as countless hours of research. Today we are going to discuss what food security is, who is affected by it, and what is being done to help prevent and aid those affected by food insecurity. Let's look at what food insecurity is. I've been talking about food security, but what is it exactly? According to Feeding America, food insecurity is the lack of available financial resources for food. Food insecurity and hunger are related but have different meanings. Hunger is the feeling of discomfort or weakness caused by lack of food. Hunger is a result of food insecurity. There are also different levels of food insecurity. Categories include high, marginal, low, and very low food security. High food security is when a household has no problems of consistently accessing healthy foods. Marginal food security is defined by a family which has few problems about accessing adequate food. An example would be a family who for the most part, does not worry about where their next meal will come from, but there have been a couple occasions they might have had to put items back because of a possible lack of money. Low food security is when the quality of food intake begins to decrease, but there is still an access to food, just not with proper nutritional values. An example of this is when a family might tend to buy healthier food because it is cheaper than healthy, nutritious food. Lastly, very low food security is categorized by disruptive eating patterns and food intake because of the lack of money or resources for food. An example of a family with very low food security will be someone who does not know where their next meal is coming from and does not have the resources to acquire food consistently. Now that we know what it is, who does food insecurity involve? As stated earlier, hunger can affect all types of people. According to Health Affairs, for children and seniors, food insecurity is one of the leading health and nutritional issues in the United States. Children are constantly growing and need energy to do so, but not having an adequate diet plays an impact not only on a physical standpoint, but also mentally. According to Feeding America, children who face hunger can experience delays in language and motor skills, as well as behavioral and social issues. Lack of proper nutrition to a young body and any body increases the susceptibility for diseases and health issues in the future. Now that the baby boomer generation is older, and 63% of this generation faces food insecurity. The issue this generation faces is choosing between food or medical care, 2 areas that are critically necessary. They are also facing chronic conditions such as diabetes and high blood pressure, which a healthy or unhealthy diet plays a major role in the outcomes. The last population we will talk about is college students. With the expenses of college and all that goes into it, some might not be able to have basic living necessities. According to Students Against Hunger, 48% of college students reported food insecurity in the last 30 days. 55% of students reported problems like this cause them not to buy a school book to be able to have money for living expenses. Now that we know what food insecurity is and who it affects, let's look at what is being done to support these people. Food banks and pantries are resources that allow community members to have access to healthy food at no cost to them. There are over 1,000 food pantries located throughout the state. A majority of the food pantries are run by local churches. Through food drives, donations, and government programs, the food pantries and banks are able to provide to their community. There are also food pantries on college campuses to aid students and employees. The Backpack Program is a program set up in various schools throughout Arkansas. This is where a school child can take a backpack home for the weekend filled with food and snacks. because for some children, meals at schools are the only meals they will receive. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, is a program to help millions of low-income Americans put food on the table. According to Feeding America, SNAP provides help to more than 46 million people each year. With SNAP, individuals can buy dairy products, meats, grains, fruits and vegetables, and more, but not items like alcohol or tobacco products, household supplies, pet supplies, and among other items. Arkansas also has a program specialized for pregnant women and young children. This program is called WIC, Women, Infants, and Children. Pregnant and breastfeeding, postpartum women, and children under the age of 5 qualify for this program. WIC provides high-nutrient foods for growth and development, nutrition education programs, support and information about breastfeeding, and other health service referrals. You are now informed on what food security is, those affected, and solutions. I hope this topic opened your mind so you can be more aware of this huge issue in our country and our state. And I have given you enough information to help be a part of the solution. With being aware of this problem, you now know the severity and where to volunteer or donate if you ever want to. Thank you.